Sitting crazy as hell in this chair. What's going on, y'all? Oh man. Let me see. Was gonna just make a video about this, but I was like, yeah, I'm sitting here right now, so let me go ahead and do this before I just forget about it and go on by my way. That's part of my problem with this social media stuff. I'll do the thing and then I just go away from it. Like, it's so that's why I do lives most of the time. It's a way for me to get it out, keep it moving, and just yeah. Because I hate all that other stuff. Like all the other stuff you got to do. The thumbnail, you got to find this, you got to find that, and all this other stuff. How you doing, Shelly? Who ain't going to work? What time is you supposed to go with? Oh, dang. That's why. If you didn't roll over, you wasn't gonna hear it. I feel you, homie. Bye bye. But anyway, I I just like all the stuff to go along. I'm just like, man, yeah. I'm gonna talk to y'all and we'll keep it moving. Oh my god, it's painful to me. But anyway, I have a few little small updates going on and everything. We will be having uh um anime movie night here in Milwaukee at um Magente Art Space. And it'll be Thursday the 13th next week, March 13th. So it's gonna be pretty cool. We're gonna be watching Suzume. I haven't fully seen that one, so I've seen parts and stuff. But I've never sat down and actually like watched all of it. So it's gonna be cool. Come out and kick it with us if you in the area and stuff. That's March 13th, Thursday at Legente Art Space. I always say Center. It's Art Space, Art Space. The ladies over there are cool. They good for the community and stuff. I'm been super helpful. And then the 19th, I'll be doing some things. My folks over at Vibes Art Space. So not the 19th. Dang, I think it's no. Okay, maybe the 15th of April. I have to look at it again. I'm still getting some stuff together. I got to do some art and stuff for it and everything. So it's pretty cool. So I had something on my mind, and at first I was like, maybe I shouldn't talk about it. But I seen videos on, and this is something I always talk about. This is something I've still talk about, and and I'm not gonna stay on this too long because I want to stay. I want to just get the Berserk and keep it rolling. But I will say that I've been seeing people talk about like reading manga and stuff this year and everything. And as you guys know, I'm in the process of doing one on my own. Like all the other ones was always drawn by somebody else and written by me or with a group of people and stuff. And this time I'm doing the writing and everything myself and doing the art myself. And it's interesting. It's very interesting. It's very interesting. I'm seeing how certain things are done and I'm getting better understanding. I've been doing not like, but I've been doing thumbnailing right now. For like the first I have to finish 5 more pages and I have the first 10 pages done, which is interesting. The thumbnails, not completely drawn out. It's interesting. And I'm seeing where I can change things up and how I can adjust things. So I like that. And I'm also seeing how I can make panels better. And at first I was like, well, maybe I shouldn't read or whatever with other manga. It's like, no, for me, where the level I'm at, it's good for me to still read other stuff and pay attention to it. Because I'm starting I'm gonna go into that on Berserk. um I'm starting to see like doing it. I have a hard time where some people can learn a thing, like they'll learn it and then they can go do it, right? Like I'm not like that. Like I'll learn it, I'll read it, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. But I can't go do it. Like I can't go do it. I have to go through it. And then as I'm going through it, I understand it. Now, this ain't talking about real life, like people dealing with people. I don't have to go through a terrible relationship with a person that's doing ignorant shit and to know that, hey man, this person is doing trifling stuff. Like I ain't gotta go through that. Like no, no, no. There are certain things. But when we're talking about like learning, I think that's why with jujitsu, I got a good under in MMA and fighting, I got a good understanding of that. It's like, okay, people say things, but how does that pertain to myself? So I guess, right? Like so I I'm doing it and I'm starting to understand some of the layouts and how to make it make more sense. And it's definitely something I want to do more of. And some people will be like, I've had people a few times be like, well, you can just hire people and get it done faster and this and that. And I'm like, you know what? I've started out doing that. When people tell me that, I'm like, have you been paying attention to what I do? Like all of my books are like that. I understand that, but when it came to getting certain things done, as far as like what's going on with my duplex, moving around, new family members helping out, stuff like that, money just kind of spread out. So being not broke because I'm getting things done. It's just other things were a priority. And if I didn't start doing it, drawing and stuff myself, I wouldn't have been able to make certain things happen. And then now that I'm doing it and I'm getting moderately better, I'm still not where in my mind I see it, right? So no complaints with that. But I want to be clear when I say better, that don't mean I'm like just. I mean better from where I was yesterday or last month or last 3 months ago. 'Cause even the thumbnail, I was like, I actually like this. I'm like, I like sitting here doing this. This is kind of cool. Uh, so I want to get to the actual drawing, but I wouldn't have been able to keep telling stories the way I wanted to, and I like the visual component. So, is it going to be? I was telling people like, is it going to be the greatest thing ever? Like art wise, y'all go look at it, and be like, yo, what is going on? What's happening here? Uh, but I'm still going to do it. I'm gonna make it happen. But I had to do it because there were other things coming up, and so plus it was a thing where I was like, okay, I was 40 something, right? Like I'm 42. My birthday was in November. It's a thing where I still got, unless I just die tomorrow or something, I still got on average, a good 30 years, 30, maybe even 40 years left, right? And I was like, this is something I can do for the rest of my life, no matter what else I'm doing, because I will always take time to do it. Something I like, it's something I believe in, and I will put the time in to get better at this thing, being art and storytelling. So I was like, just do it. It was like, even if you're not whatever now, you still got 30 years, dude. Like it's 30, you got 30 plus years, even at 40. That's a long time. So if you 20 something, you still got 50, 60 something years. If you 30, you still got like 40, 50 years to do stuff. So time ain't nothing gonna change by the time you get to where you want to be at. So hop to it. And that's how I look at it. But anyway, it's just a thing where I'll be focusing on that for the next few years. So it's not just, hey, let me put this book out and then be done. This is for rest of my life type thing, just like Sable Khan and everything else. But anyway, I'm a roll on with that. So Berserk 380. I think that chapter was Shadows Die Twice, and I had I don't know how I feel. Like it I know that it's just one chapter in a long like it because I get on episodes like Marvel stuff and episodes in one comic, and I get it, and so I know how. I don't want to say I don't know how I feel. I know how I feel, but I'm like, where are they going? And because I'm gonna just be honest, because I have attachment to Berserk, it's like, where is Mori going with this? And so, gist of it was just like the they're in the Kushan homelands. I forgot the name of it, but the is it Rakshasa? I always say Rakshas. I always say Rakshas. Or Rakshas. I don't. I'm not good with some of them names. So if I butcher them, it's on me. It's not on anybody else. It's on me. Uh, and so they're there. Guts is locked up. Farnace is doing her witch thing. Shirkei is still supposed to be asleep or something. And so in this chapter, they knock out the trolls, right? The trolls, them little dudes get knocked over their head with Farnace doing her light thing that she learned from Shirkei, which was cool with me, right? That wasn't that wasn't too much of a problem. So stop on that real quick. I have heard people having a problem with hard to say and like um and that they're like she got all these powers and she doing all this stuff in basketball. This doesn't make sense. And I was like, she was training with Shirke alone. Now, from my perspective, as a person that has done MMA, jiu-jitsu and stuff for shit almost 20 years now. The fastest the fastest I've grown it was a time when me and my instructor Jake, uh, he had a barn that basically in his like this big barn like in his backyard that we would train in, and I couldn't get in the morning in the afternoons with everybody else, so I would come in the morning, and for the most part, I'd be in there like I don't know that time it was probably like at least 3 to 4. It was consistently like between 3 to 4 days a week. Sometimes it might go down to something else because of situation with my kids, but it was like 3 to 4 days a week. And a lot of times nobody else would come in the morning, but I was there. So it was just me and him. And I'm going over moves. He's specifically working with me, stuff like that. And there's other people here sprinkled in. But a lot of times it was me and him just there and he's training me. I got better so quick. Like it drastically changed in that amount of time. It was a couple of months. It was it dra- like from from boom to boom, I drastically got better just from that instruction with him alone. So seeing Farnese be able to do some of the stuff that Shirke was showing her and in that quickly is not surprising. It's not surprising. Going from zero to that, if Shirke the way Shirke did things and she's consistently showing you how to do these things, and you understand the thing about Farnese is that she understands like being in battle. She understands the heat that comes with it. She understands the pressure that comes with it. She understands how your body feel, how your mind changes when you're in an actual fight. In comparison to the other witch girls, because they were helping too. Like there was a bunch of them sweating in this chapter, trying to get rid of the trolls. It was a bunch of them looking like they sweating out their weaves, trying to um trying to get everything going and fight everybody. So Farnace is doing it by herself. All of them together are sweating, having a hard time uh doing the same amount of light as Farnace was doing. And to me it makes sense. To me it makes sense. Because they don't know what it's like to be in battle like that. Farnace done been in a couple of battles with a couple of folks. Even if she was just watching, but being on the battlefield, being able to take in stuff like that it'll change your mind. Being in fights and being in those situations, it'll make you understand what it feels like doing that more than the rest of them. A lot of the other ones, the little witches that were from on the island, Elfhelm, they were kind of like just learning and doing stuff over there. Yeah, they can do it. They got book knowledge, but do they have practical experience with it? That's what Farnsworth got to me. To me, so that wasn't something. Also, y'all know that I didn't like Farnesay at first. I even got a whole blog about it. You can go on my website at kachicomics.com and read it. I didn't like Farnesay. Like I hated Farnesay. Just I was like, oh my god, I hate this woman. Even when she was first with Guts and them and helping Costco, I was like, I hate her. God, I hate her. Hate her. Then over time, she started coming into herself, and that's when I started liking her. Because I was like, yo, she just doing stuff that these other people was telling her to do. Came from a rich daddy doing stuff. Going with this churchman stuff, doing stuff. Going after guts and stuff, just doing stuff. Just because these other people, she thinks she gonna get something from these other people, which wasn't the case. And it was like, young lady, figure out your own space. Figure out where you're good at. Figure out what you want to do. And in growing with Casca and watching Casca watching over her, felt like she started figuring out more about herself. And then watching Shirke do her thing with the magic, you're like, wait a minute. I kind of feel what she talking about right here. So I felt like Farnace started coming into her own. And that's when I started liking her. Like, okay, I can rock with this. I can rock with this. Especially when she went back to her family and was kind of like, yeah, I'm gonna get up out of here for this and that reason. But whole time she was like, man, okay, I guess I ain't the same. I done went out and seen the world. This ain't what it is. And so that's when I really was like, okay, I respect Farnace. That's I like her too. I like her too. But That's what's going on. So there was that, and then what is it? Rickett and Erica reunite because I'm jumping around. I'm jumping around. I'm not going straight as it happens. Rickett and Erica get back together, and it's like I'm a little maybe I'm off because I thought that no. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I thought. I almost thought that Erica stayed back with stayed back in Falconia with the lady that was the mother of the whole house. Like I can't remember her name. And that's how it was. It was like she the mama of the whole house, and ain't nothing wrong with that. That was business how it is. It's always gonna be business. I ain't mad at it. Uh, hey, oh, she had stayed back with them, but now when I'm thinking about it, I think she may have left with him. I think she may have left with him. I could be wrong, but I thought for a quick second that Erica had stayed back with him. But then she talking about running again because of everything that's going on. It's like Erica. If I was Ricky, I'd be like, look, there ain't nowhere you can go. Where we gonna run to? We running out of space to run because they catching us out here, and Roxas is out. Rakshasa again. I might just start calling Ricky Rack just to, just get the name out the way. Uh, he all the way out there. You ain't getting away from that. So I'm like, okay, and then Shirke is is in her luminescent body running around, right? And I'm like, um, I don't fully understand what's going on with that because we know that we know that Griffith came and took Casca. Like we know that. We know that he took her and she's in Falconia. So why you going to Falconia? Like alone in your spirit realm body. Like and well maybe she don't no, she knows. But sometimes I gotta work these. If you see me talk, I have to work these out in my head. Because I don't have if I have somebody here sit with me to spit it out, I'm like, okay, make more sense. But the, like she knows that he has powerful spirit people there. So why are you gonna do this? And I don't remember was that what was that her original goal? Like, was that what she was doing? I don't fully remember. Like, was that what she was doing the split when Maury took over after Mira's death? Was that what she was doing? I thought that I haven't went back. I haven't went back to read it and check it out. So maybe I'm tripping. But I thought that she went and she was helping Guts. I thought that was the case. And that's why she was kind of like passed out or something. I don't remember. I don't remember. I have to go back and check that. I have to go back and check that part out. So I'll have to check that out. But I'm like, what are you going to do there? Like, what is there a reason for this? Is there like you could be more helpful here with everybody else? You could be helpful with going back in the Guts head and figure out what's going on with him. Like, we know where she at. Eh, She with Griffith. Like you know that. There's nothing to. So I'm a little confused by that one. I'm a little confused by that one in this chapter. So it was whatever, right? Most of it, and even for the past few chapters, haven't done any kind of review about it. But one of my people was like, there was a in my last live, it was saying that a new chapter of Berserk came out, so they wanted to talk about that. So I was like, okay, let me talk about it. And I've been reading it. I've been reading it, and the going back before I get to the main thing, the last few chapters have just been kind of like, yeah, because Salat is trying to be this leader amongst this leader of men, and I'm just like, okay, that's cool, but don't like Salat. I don't like things you doing, bruh. I don't really care. And then it's like you know what Griffith is capable of. You've been there when you've been there watching him do deal with Ganishka. You've been there. So why is it that you're acting this daggone goofy with Guts? Like Guts didn't never killed you when he could have killed you. Like I could have swore Guts had a few times, and I've read all of it. It's just sometimes it goes. I remember one thing that I'll be like, I'll get off here and go do what I got to do later, and I remembered it. But it's like Guts could have killed Salat a few times. He could have took him out, but he didn't. So why are you acting like this with Guts? Like you should be the main one trying to be like, hey, I need you to get your stuff together. We got fighting to go do. So I'm like, in the and it's just so it's just been that for me. It's just been that for the last few chapters. It's just been Salat talking and Salat and Daiba and them just talking about nothing. And but it's not that they talk about nothing, but it's like y'all y'all were there. Y'all were with Ganishka. Y'all seen what was going on with Griffith. You know how he's moving. You know what's happening. Why are y'all just sitting around here talking like y'all just we talking to people, we talking to these people. I don't feel like there's enough urgency with where we're at in the story for them. They still got Salat and them moving around like when he was kicking it with Ganishka. And after everything that happened with Ganishka, turning to the world spiral tree or whatever, getting turned into that mess. You know about all this. Why are you still just walking around like we're gonna go here and then we're gonna do whatever? And no, we don't need. Like, what? Like doesn't make sense. I would think that he would be like, "Yo, we have to go get him." And I would think that Daiba, the magician dude that was sending out the telepathic message to everybody with what Salat was trying to do in this chapter. I believe it was this chapter or the last chapter. I believe it was this chapter. Um, uh, would think that Daiba would be a little bit more gung ho about, "Hey, man, you need to do something with Guts. Like me and him threw hands. We already fought. I already seen him handle and do what he had to do, and he could have really tried to kill me or came after me or whatever. But actually, I don't think he could have because him and forgot his name. I can't believe I forgot. I am terrible with these names. I always call him. I always call him Akuma. The apostle dude. The Zod, Nosferatu Zod. There we go. I had to think about Nosferatu. I was like, okay, Zod. Uh, him and Zod, they were kind of jacked up after, so they got knocked out the air and they couldn't really keep it moving. I think, but it's a thing where Daiba knows who Guts is and what Guts is capable of and how it works. To a certain extent, right? Coming from Ganishka's side of things, but I'm like, y'all acting like y'all don't remember none of this. Why has he said anything about, hey, you need to work with this dude. Like we gotta do something about this. So I don't know. I don't know. So my biggest gripe is the part that happens kind of at the end. So uh Raksha, Roxy, Racky Rack, he goes down and he's trying to get to some darkness or something, and he kind of senses Guts, I believe, and that was last chapter. So he senses Guts being locked up in the bottom of a dungeon and stuff, and he goes down there and he sees him, puts the bars at the in the to the dungeon where Guts is at. Guts is locked up. You know he only got one arm, and the other hand is chained up. He, like, remember that. So and he doesn't have any of his weapons. There's nothing there. He's chained up, no arm. We all know this. No arm. Chained up. Chained up. Um and and so he's about to swipe at Guts, and Guts is just sitting there. We know that after everything that happened at Elfhelm, blah 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 blah, he just been kind of impressed with everything that happened with Casca. But I have to say this was a little weird. And so he's like, "Oh, my angel of death, you here?" That's what Guts says, and I'm like, "Okay, that okay, all right." And then so Racky Rack is going after Guts to hit him over the head, and Salat comes in and like chops off his shadowy head, his cloaked shadowy head. Salat cuts his head off, and I'm just like, okay, that seems like an anticlimactic death, but I don't think he's dead. His mask is still there. I don't. They showed it, but I don't think he's gone. Gone. and I think he might be the catalyst to kind of send Guts over the edge. That's what I think because they didn't take anything. No, real quick. So Daiba comes down, uh, tells him to stop, and tells him to stop running up on Guts because Salat is holding Guts, and I don't understand this. He was like, "You just sit there. Why? Tell me why you didn't do anything." And I'm like, "Huh? Why did you write that? What made you go with that line? Like you're yelling at him. They have him yelling at him, saying, "Why didn't you do anything? You were just gonna let him kill you." Mind you, this ain't there. It's gone right there, and this hand is locked up, and he has no weapons. What are you talking about? Like, physically, what was he going to do? Like, it's an apostle, and you in a dungeon, locked up, and your good arm can't do nothing. What you gonna do? Kick and scream? Like, I understand. I didn't understand that part. Like, Salat is literally saying, like, "Why didn't you do anything? Why did you just sit there?" I'm like, I I'm reading that, and I'm like, I don't understand. I'm lost. So yeah, that part. But then let's say it's more of a emotional side of thing. Like, why didn't you do anything? Why didn't you say anything? And for me, I'm having a bit of an issue with that because I know what Guts went through with getting Casca to Elfhelm, getting her mind right, all of that stuff. But huh? Like again, I'm like, why is he just sitting there like that? Like I understand everything you did, player, but I'm saying like that's not Guts. Like that's not Guts. If anything, Guts would kill himself before he allow an apostle or something to just sit there and be like, "You my angel of death." That's not happening. Like that's what I don't understand. He ain't never just sat there and let none of them fools just be like, "We gonna kill you," and he's like, "Go ahead. Life is hard. I don't get to sleep. I don't get the woman I love. My family hated me. The dude that was my new daddy hated me. My he almost got me raped. Like I don't I don't understand this one. Like I don't understand this part. And so maybe they going somewhere. Like fan side of me wants to say maybe they're going somewhere else. And man, I understand, but the other side of me that judges judges things the way I do, whether it's Captain America, whether it's Marvel stuff, I'm like, yo, this is garbage. Like this is garbage. I don't understand. Now, this is the end of the chapter. This is the end of Berserk for me, anything and stuff. That's not where I'm going. So before I go into my complete rant with that, that was it. Like they leave off on that. Oh no, they leave off with Sean Sherkay. I told you I was jumping around. So yeah, that's where they leave it off at. So and so I'm gonna say overall, this chapter was I was like, but I felt like the past few chapters was just like, yo, when is Koji Mori gonna get when is Mori gonna get his legs? And I'm like, bro, I don't feel like you got your legs up under you because some of the stuff that's going on, it's not it's like shouldn't we be past this part like right now? Like shouldn't it be more of hey, we got to get to Falconia to make some stuff happen because we're running out of land. And I could have swore they said something about that. That is reaching and they're running out of land to get away from. So it's like, why is this going on? Uh, what is happening? And so just didn't I felt like Guts is the one. I feel like they're turning him into the usual like shonen protagonist person. If anything, he was gonna lay there for a bit and then he's going to be mad. Like he is going to be and then it's like, where's it? Where's the is it just in the is it just the armor? Which we kind of know that. Is it just armor that got the dog in in his mind talking to him? So is it do we only hear it when the armor is on and it's just the armor that's causing it to do whatever to him? Like where is that? But Gus just sitting there doing this for the past what say I could be wrong, 5 chapters or so? maybe more. I'm just like this is going on. This is going on a little bit too long. Like, and maybe he don't know exactly how to make it happen. Maybe Maury don't know exactly where to go with the story and to make it happen. So I'm a little concerned. But I will say, like art wise, with and this is just for me writing and looking at pages and looking at stuff. Um, they, like Maury's art is good. But I'm having a harder time following this than I have uh uh Mira's uh Berserk work. I'm having a harder time following it. Like I'm like I see, and it looks cleaner, and maybe because my eyes still haven't adjusted to. I done read 300 plus chapters of Mira doing it, and now Mori comes with like this cleaner art style that's not as rugged as Mura's, and I'm just like having a hard time having a hard time with this one. And some of the stuff I feel like it's just kind of like heads and stuff there. And so I'm like, well, mm, I don't know. I don't know. I need them to hurry up and get to what they gonna do because it's like I'm not as hyped to get up and read it as I was before because I blasted through it. Boom, 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 boom. Even the slow part, even on the boat, like the boat getting the elf helmet stuff, that was, oh God. Oh my goodness. That was oh, and the Sea King stuff, I was just kind of like, this is hard. Like this is hard. But now it's like, what is going on? So I don't I the chapter was cool and I want to see where they're going, but I can't be like, I'm not necessarily like, yo, I, I need them to hurry up and get whatever they're gonna get with Griffith and stuff. Like I need more of them to finish this because it's starting to hurt a little bit. And I love Berserk. I love it, but it's starting to hurt. It is hurting. I'm just like, yeah. Oh God, what is happening? So I just feel like they're taking away. They're turning Guts into like the regular old shonen like protagonist guy, and that wasn't who he was. That wasn't who Guts was. It was, hey, you got a chapter, maybe a chapter, or a few scenes or two. I get your butt back up and go do what you got to do. That was always Guts' thing. So maybe Farnese find something and then they'll come back and say something. Then he gonna get mad and get to it. I think with the whole with Racky Rack being down there in the dungeon, you still see his mask in Guts' cell. Think he might pull something and he might think he's doing something to Guts and it's gonna it's gonna rile him up to go out and do what he got to do, or maybe that was his whole mission the whole time, was to find Guts and get him to where Griffith was, because maybe Griffith's got something else going on that he needs to complete, and he needs to get Guts, and he one of the last ones with the mark on him that's alive outside of Casca, and he got her there, so maybe he sent Racky Rack to get her to not to get her to get him to get Guts to bring the him and Casca. I was gonna say to bring him to her because who knows what he got going on. He might want Casca and Guts dead. He might be like, you know what? I'm gonna kill both of them, and that's just gonna be my last thing. Or that I might maybe that's gonna be my last thing to get all the power I want because I didn't get all the people that should be dead. And they've been alive for a while now. So I don't know. Y'all y'all let me know because I I'm having a hard time following where Mori is going. Um the art and the layouts, the art is not bad itself. It's not bad at all. Just the way it doesn't feel the same as Berserk. And I've been saying it since Mura died, just to myself, not to anybody. I've been saying this to myself. I'm like, this just don't feel the same. It's like, oh, it's a little too clean and wow, it don't have the ruggedness to it, the style to it. Um, but we'll see. But this chapter was just slow. This was a slow chapter. It was slow, and is it the greatest thing ever? No, no. But I, I'm interested to see where they go, but the way they left Guts and stuff, I'm just like, ooh, y'all need to hurry up and get. We can't keep watching him like this for too long. It's been a long time. This has been. It's like he's basically Guts has basically been like that since Mira passed. Like them episodes in what was that 370 something? 370 something is when Mira passed, something like that. And they at 380 now, and that's like 10 so chapters. But in our mind, it's been longer since Mira passed. You know what I'm saying? It's since he passed, Guts has been like that. So what was that? 2001, 2002. And so it's been a few years, and then these chapters are coming out slow, a little bit better now. But it's like, yo, man, okay, we gotta get Guts back on his feet. I'm not saying he got to get out and just be out killing and running through stuff, but get up and deal with it. That's what he's always done, and they're taking that away from him. He's always gotten up and dealt with it. Guts will cry on his feet. Guts will cry on his feet. He will get up, fight, shed tears out his one eyeball, and cry and be angry and scream his way through it to get to where he got to get to help the people he trying to help and what he trying to do. Just sitting on the floor for almost 10 chapters maybe? Like just in the background? No, man. Like no, that's not what our boy do. And I don't like how they're how Maury and them are doing this with him. I don't like that. Like I'm not feeling that. And I can't imagine, and I could be wrong. I could be wrong. You know, storytelling, maybe we need to get that oomph in there for these few chapters. To get that in there so we can really let us know that Guts is gonna come through it or whatever. But my thing is like, yo, I don't need him sitting there whining and crying because he's already in enough danger. Like, and maybe he the reason why he's never stopped to really do that for a long time is because he's in danger. He's never stopped to sit there and be like, man, oh, man, like locked up, man. Go ahead and kill me. You might understand. Like he's never done that because he already understands the danger that he's in. He already and maybe because they blocked the seal, the mark on his neck, maybe he ain't getting that umph from it like it usually do. He ain't getting that real umph from it. So since he ain't got to deal with that, maybe it's like, oh man, I don't really notice it. Wipe that shit off and or scratch that tattoo off, cut his skin off, and get this dude back to what he got to do. Because this is like I'm like this is out of character. He ain't, this is out of character. I don't watch this man cut through all kind of stuff, cry, yell, scream, all kind of stuff, and now you just got him sitting in the cell, letting one of the apostles roll up on him like they gonna kill him. He never under Mural let an apostle just sit there and kill him. And maybe he did, and I forgot it. Maybe it happened, and I forgot. Y'all will correct me, and I won't be mad at you. I'm sorry, shit. I won't be mad at you on that. But like, no, no. So I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I can't call it. Can't call it. So yeah, we'll see about what Berserk. But real quick, okay, before I get out of here, I watched Daredevil was it Born Again? And I watched the first episode and I was like, oh, this is cool. Then I wasn't exactly sure if I was cool with everything that was going on. It wasn't bad. It was just I fell asleep on the second episode, which I gotta go back and rewatch. But she's just something. I'm gonna rewatch it before I really talk about it. I'm gonna rewatch it. Um, I'm gonna rewatch it. So I'm not gonna talk about it. Still gotta watch Castlevania. Still gotta watch that. That's one of my favorites, but I ain't watched it. So with Daredevil, I didn't. There was some things I didn't really like about it. I didn't really like. Just some things I really did like too. I like when Matt threw Bullseye off the ceiling, off the roof. I was like, yo, cool. Felt like some of the fights weren't as visceral as they were before. Like they had to tone some stuff down or something. Uh, I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't feel like I have um enough umph on it to talk about it. So I'm gonna take that back. Hey, I'm not gonna talk about it and down it on anything because I don't feel like I watched enough of it or anything to really know what's happening and to understand it. So don't pay attention to that. It's just, the only thing that I didn't like I didn't like some of the CG during the fight. I know that for sure. So it felt like they kind of took away from what it. what they could have done. But the CJ with him flying around and stuff and zipping around, that was fine. Some of the other stuff was a little weird looking. I was like, this look weird, but that's about it. Everything else, it was whatever. So, like I said, I'm gonna watch them over. I gotta rewatch part of the first chapter, and I gotta watch the first chapter, the first episode, and I gotta watch the the second episode over. So yeah, but yeah, that's it. That's my recap of Berserk chapter 380. Hopefully 381 acts like it got some sense. Can we get guts up off the damn floor? Like I don't want to get into that again because then I'll just be ranting, talking crazy for the next hour. But I hope they figure out whatever they're gonna do and make this stuff happen and everything. Because can't say that I'm down with this. Maury, your art style is good, but this story, this the and not to say that I'm any better. You know what I'm saying? I still got a lot to learn about storytelling and stuff myself, and consistently working on it. Just like pacing and stuff that you got going on, Maury. It's like, I don't know. But then I guess I could say Mura was doing the same thing with the trip to Elfhelm, just kind of around doing stuff. Uh, and again, that's part of writing, right? Like that's part of writing. That's part of storytelling. Sometimes you just got to get it out. Sometimes you got to figure out where you're trying to go. And I don't want to fault none of them at that. And I don't. My faulting them is from my biases of liking the story. There we go. That's what that is. Like for that one on this end. Some of the other time is just me not liking it. And then I'm doing whatever. But I'm not. I'll come back because I got other stuff I got to do. Trying to keep myself focused. And not go too far. But yeah, 380. Shadows Die Twice. It was there. It was there, and I'm hoping that they can get it together and see and get guts together and get him because he's the one that's going to have to drive to make stuff happen. The rest of them is just kind of just like I said, running around doing stuff. Rickett still got Erica, and she talking about fleeing again. And it's like, Isidro, my man, I like Isidro. He was talking about getting up out of there again. Um, but it's like where all y'all gonna go again? You're running out of land. There's nowhere y'all gonna go, and they have made that abundantly clear that Griffith and crew is reaching out and getting their hands further, and he traveling through the world tree, uh, and stuff. So where y'all gonna go? And they know that y'all were fighting against them. There's nowhere y'all gonna go. All this trying to run, or we gonna flee somewhere else. It's like, yo, no, we got to get him together. And I don't know why nobody ain't said it yet. They just caught like they had Rickett kind of just looking like, gods, before, but it's like, yo, if y'all don't get down there and get his mind right, y'all dead. That's it. Like in Berserk, the way Berserk is and the way Mura is, he would almost end it off like that. I wouldn't be surprised if he just ended it. If he just ended it, I don't know if Mori got the heart to do that, but I wouldn't be surprised if he ended it off with all of them dead and Guts is just walking around by himself more, or he lose his mind and become like Skull Knight or something. I wouldn't be surprised if something like that happened. But this whole everybody trying to run, it's like this doesn't it don't make sense. I understand that stuff got worked. I understand Griffith came and got folks, but y'all was gonna go get him. Part of it that was part of Guts' thing anyway. You was gonna go get him anyway. And then what? Did they just have him throw it out the window once he figured out that that the elves and everybody could help Casca? That like he just threw it out the window like I can deal with this. Like I understand him going to help, but that was still one of his core motivations was going to get him. Now he there. You know he gonna do trifling stuff. Now he's there. Now you like, no, I can't. Like, if anything, I'd be like, yo, this woman's still afraid of me. I got her mind right. And this motherfucker gonna come in here and run up on me like this? Oh no. I'm definitely going to kill him. I would have got angrier. I was like, oh, I'm going to kill him. I'm killing him. I'm killing him. There's no way you're gonna come in here. All this work I done put in. Why didn't you come take her? Why didn't you run up and just do all this and take her when she was messed up? Put in all this work and you go, no, sir, no, 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 no. You keep running up on me every time I put in work. You keep running up on me, taking taking the work that I done put in. Not necessarily the woman, because before that was just trifling mess. But the work that I've put in, the work that I've put in behind this person, it's always you coming in messing something up. Like you always come in and just mess up the whole show. Every time I get to a certain point, and it's not even her, it's not even Casca's will that is happening, right? Like she's still scared because, and that's understandable. With the way she was acting in F film with her not wanting to be around Guts and stuff because of things that have happened, things Guts have done, that's understandable. So I understood him just hanging back, being like, "Yeah, I'll kick it back here." But this stuff where Griffith is coming in, he's always jumping in, messing up stuff. There's no way. There's no way. So him just sitting on the ground, I can't imagine. I can't, not for that long. I understand on the boat. I understand that. He's just laid out like, man, because I've done it myself. I have laid in that position in random spots. Like I've been this whole story about me being in Tennessee and just being down bad, just messed up, no place, no money, no nothing. I just laid in this woman's room, just on the floor, just out, just out. I was like, I just made some of the dumbest decisions in my life. And this is my fault. This is my fault. I'm here. This is my fault. People are coming at me this way. Just put my hoodie over my head and just lay on the floor, just depressed. But you get up and you get back to it. So it is what it is. And I'm gonna just keep ranting if I don't stop. So y'all let me know what y'all thought about it. Please, if you've read it, let me know what you thought. I know more of y'all read it. Hopefully folks will come back, talk about it. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm off, but this chapter and where it's going, I'm like, oh, I don't know, but we'll see. I'm still working on my story with my character Damien. Like I said, I've done the first 10 pages. I've done more, but I've been going back, restructuring the first 10 pages, making sure that things look a certain way. I'm going to thumbnail out the 6 to 10. I'm going to thumbnail those out, and I want to see how that looks. But just looking at it, like even with one, I'm seeing the things that I need to add to it, which is I love it because I'm seeing the things I need to add to it, or I need to add another page in for certain things just to kind of hit these points that I need to hit. And I'm really liking it. I'm really liking it. Of course, I'm taking my time with still getting stuff together with my duplex because I still got a hold of my fucking roof with from that fire and trying to get everything done with that. New baby, other stuff with my son. It's just a bunch of stuff. It's just a bunch of stuff. We got to see about whatever things is going on with him, and then new babies in a couple of weeks, and then I'm doing some other stuff business wise to try to make things run smoother. So if I'm not just knocking stuff out or whatever, just yo, please be understanding. But it's something that I'm not going to stop at. I'm liking it. I'm understanding. I'm seeing where I have messed up in other books, whether it be Void Beast, Extraordinary Messiah, Souls of Chaos. I'm seeing where story wise I've left things out, or visually I did not represent those things to give people a full understanding of what's going on in my story. And I'm really liking this process. I'm really liking this process of the thumbnailing and seeing and getting it out of my head what I wrote down, getting it onto the paper is interesting, and it's helping me. This I'm gonna just say, and I've said this before, um, art wise, learning how to learning doing this process of art has been helpful to me with storytelling for me because it just seems like if I do a thing, I have to make sure it aligns with what I'm doing visually. And for some reason, I was not good enough. I'm gonna just be straight up with y'all. I wasn't good enough with my other, I won't say good enough, but I didn't learn it, or I didn't give myself enough time to learn it, right? Where I would work with my artists and certain things, because I would do it and it's like, okay, cool. But I didn't realize what I didn't put or what I didn't make happen. But maybe from studying storytelling more and then doing it visually myself, I'm starting to realize, oh, wait a minute, I need to make sure that this lines up with Damien and that he's doing this. And so tentative, the tentative title for it also is it's not Galaxy 3 anymore. It'll be called Through the Fire. And that may change. That may change. Because I don't want to get in trouble. Because we know Through the Fire, the Shaka Khan song, and then we even got Kanye with Through the Wire. So I don't know how that'll work. So I may have to change it up. Got any ideas? Leave them in the comments and stuff too. But it has helped. It has helped. It's like, yo, I gotta make sure this is right. And then seeing how it moves is helping out a lot. So all in all, I like the process. So I'm glad that I didn't listen to people. And maybe I haven't made it to the hard part yet, but this is something I'm like, I'm just gonna keep doing it. It's only been a year and a half, I think, maybe two, since I've been drawing, coming up on two. Nah, no, no, a year and a half. It's been about a year and a half, so we'll see. Like when I put it out and everything, again, it's not it's gonna be the best at what I have right there, but I feel like I'll get better by the end. Um, and I think I'm just gonna do one chapter at a time until I really get the wheels up under me. But we'll see. We'll put it out and we'll see how it go. But the story I'm loving it. It's a lot easier doing the story that I'm working on now because I feel like it's a place. It's coming from a place that I understand, and so even the thumbnailing has been a lot easier because I tried to do it before with the last script that I had with Damien, and I was just like, I can't do this. I don't understand what I'm supposed to do. This ain't something I want to do. I don't. This is why I like Berserk and why I'm talking about Berserk too, and why Homeboy asked me my follower, which I appreciate him asking me, talking about getting a review of it. That's why I don't Berserk is a story that I identify with. Like I understand like where Guts is coming from with that type of character. Like, yo, man, I've been through this mess and I'm angry, but I want to use my anger to do something about it. Like I understand that. I understand it. And that's kind of where I'm coming from with Damien. Is he gonna be Guts? No, he's not gonna be Guts or anything like that. No, no. Um, but that whole righteous anger, no, I'm going with that. And like I said with Daredevil, I appreciate when Matt pushed Bullseye off the building. Like I appreciate that in the hero. I like that in the hero because these people don't deserve. You don't get to do this to people. You don't get to go kill and hurt people and then I say, you know what? I'm gonna just lock them up. No, 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 no. I understand. I'm gonna have to deal with how I feel, but you done killed and hurt a bunch of people. You killed my friend. You killed these other people. You don't just get to do that. And there ain't no well. Maybe they should. That I'm not right, and I don't have the ability to write that yet. I don't have the ability. And I don't think I want to because I don't see that. I don't see that in the world. I don't see that. I don't feel like that's the way it should be. There's like make new villains. Make new villains. This whole let me keep them alive after they done hurt and just nobody's innocent, right? Like I don't believe anybody is innocent outside a little baby for the most part. But in those instances, whatever you're judging this person for to just kill them and do stuff, like no, no. And so that's where I'm coming from with Damien and everything. But we'll see. I appreciate y'all kicking with me. Go to akachicomics.com, get some of the books and everything. And come kick it with us at Legente Art Center next week, Thursday, uh, and watch Suzume. Uh, and I'm gonna keep trying to do more stuff like that out here in Milwaukee. It's pretty cool. So if anybody want to partner up and do some things, we can make some stuff happen. Um, yeah, man. And then we'll have some more. I'm planning on getting some more stuff done with SableCon so I can have. I'm working on something. The spaces I'm looking at, they're pretty cool. We still got the one that we're still looking at the one from last year, but there's another one that I'm looking at that I can actually make some of the things that I've wanted to happen on a certain level. Or I could just be outside, and do stuff outside. And I didn't really want to do that. I didn't really want to do that. So it is what it is. We'll see. I should be having some announcements on that soon.